Welcome to a special episode of Brotherhood. We have our good friend Demo from Cascade Lacrosse, which is the brand manager?
Yeah.
Brand manager of Cascade Lacrosse. As you can see, we have some jewels, as we probably would call them, out on the table here. He's in town for the Big City Classic, and we figured we wanted to meet up, and then we were normally shooting a Brotherhood, so we figured have you on, it'd be a good time.
That's definitely a good time for lacrosse.
Yeah, it is. It is definitely, especially with the launch. Well, Big City Classic. Well, this will be post dated, but Saturday, tomorrow's the Big City Classic, and then we have the MLL opener, and we'll get to that and some specialties.
Yeah, we're about less than 2.5 hours from launch here.
Oh yeah, the launch of what we will get to in a second. So, everyone that is on Brotherhood, the first question we ask is your first lacrosse memory, because it establishes pretty much how you got into the game and how your growth from there into the game. So
I guess my first one was the first one I can really remember was going up to Detroit Country Day, and this is one of the final years they did the Tiger Blue Jay camp, and it was Tony Seaman and Bill Tierney. It was up there actually doing it. I had no idea who these guys were. Like I literally, like my first camp ever. I'm renting pads, literally, and Tony Seaman is actually teaching me how to play goalie when I'm up there. Wow. And I'm up there with two other high school goalies, and it's just like those two guys and myself. And like I look back at it in retrospect, I'm like one of the best coaches ever. Like to step on there and then he's like telling this little like elementary school kid like all his collegiate stories and stuff like that. Anybody that knows him or has ever heard Tony talk, he's pretty off the wall. He's awesome. He's a phenomenal guy.
That's awesome.
From there, I had two other brothers I played lacrosse with, and my younger brother especially. We grew up doing that, and shooting in the backyard and breaking windows was definitely the trend in my house. So
we've touched on broken windows in Brotherhood. That's awesome, though. And then where'd you go on to do after that?
After that, went into Birmingham Seahome. We're actually the last team to beat Brother Rice in Michigan. Shout out to the O2 class right there. And then from there, I was able to go to Limestone in mighty South Carolina, which is a D2 school. I was there. I graduated in 06. Went to the national championship a few times, and I kind of feel like the Buffalo Bills a little bit. 3 of the years I was there, we lost.
Yeah.
So,
but you made the show.
Yeah. Well, we're here. Okay. And then after that, what did I do? Went to go coach at Michigan for their final 2.5 years when we won some national championships there. From there, I went to work at Inside Lacrosse. And then from there, I went to Cascade, and now I'm coaching the Netherlands team. So
very cool.
It's a lot of fun.
Those are like 8 really awesome.
No, I cannot. I'll be honest. I can't complain at all.
Yeah.
I have no complaints when it comes to work at all.
Yeah, and we touched on a Brotherhood episode also coming up to see you in Cascade and the amazing time we had there.
Dude, I had so much fun with you guys there. Literally, like it was like somebody like just. I don't know. It needed to happen. I'm glad you guys are there.
Yeah, no, I mean, the biggest thing, like, with the growth of Throne and, the guys that I have, the biggest thing that I love to do is just meet with other people that are talented and love the sport and just, like, bond together, and we make really cool stuff, which we're doing right now, which is, it's really special, and it's something that has, it's probably, besides giving back to lacrosse and, spreading it, it's like the biggest, it's like the Brotherhood, and like that's what I thought you saw in this show as well, and why you want to be a part of it. It's just very special.
Yeah, definitely. Well, awesome. First, thanks for the subtle compliment. I appreciate it. No, it's as soon as you guys put out that first episode, you guys out there watching it right now, there's a reason why you're watching it. I watch it. I have it on YouTube, and whenever it's up there, I get a little message and stuff like that. I can't wait to get home and watch it. I don't even really watch normal TV. But I will watch Brotherhood religiously. So
that's awesome.
It's a good time.
Yeah, no, I mean, it all stemmed from the conversations we have. Like, oh, remember this? Oh, look at this. How it's all like everybody wants that connection, and it was like I always see it with people like when we go and meet. So I figured it'd be so great to extend that into an actual thing where it's like you get to learn my friends and their personalities and like what they bring to the table. It's just really special. So we love having you here, and
love being here.
Of course, there's a few things we're gonna go and talk about in the future. So this is Demo. And this is what he brought for the Big City Classic, which we're getting a little
a little smattering.
Yeah, I guess just a little bit. Each one in here
is 3 other boxes.
Yeah.
Back there,
well, we only have an 8-foot table. So I didn't know to prepare for a 25-foot.
You didn't want to wear one for this?
Oh, yeah. The whole time they're like,
I might.
We should probably do that for the second half of the show. Why not?
Just wear helmets.
Cut on the lights here. They can't see our eyes. So we just don't even care. But so we just wanted to show you guys some of the awesome stuff that you guys normally see, and kind of like I don't know if you want to describe what you went into and how you guys really came to the reasoning behind the helmets, and then we'll get to the really important ones on the end. So, I definitely want to start off on the far right, maybe, because that's in the White Ops helmet, because that's definitely a helmet that I know was huge when it came out, and I actually have never seen one yet in person. It's just really cool.
Yeah, Gorilla Wraps actually worked on these. They did a nice job with the decals here. And,
awesome!
They did. Maryland had done a Black Ops earlier in the season,
and that was definitely it was huge for Under Armour.
And I think the two, this is easily my favorite one.
It's definitely.
They did it really subtly, and you kind of like had to anticipate Maryland doing something a little bit more like, well, keeping the Maryland flag in the helmet.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's kind of like their go-to.
I guess the thing that's really kind of like surprising about these is a lot of times we don't even know what the teams are doing as far as details.
They just order the shells and everything.
Yeah, so like they'll get the helmets and stuff, but like just like you guys, that's the exciting part about it is there's so many teams out there and so many high schools and colleges and stuff like that once they hit the field, it's really exciting. Like it's like Christmas morning every single time. I'm like, if I miss it on Twitter, I'm like, oh crap, I gotta get there. Like, oh god, it's like code red. So.
Yeah, like a light. You're like, chill. I'm on Twitter, chill. But no, that's got to be. I mean, every time I see a helmet debut, and the next one for sure, which was a huge one, and we just had an amazing meeting with the people that actually did this wrap as well.
Yeah, the head wraps did a phenomenal job with this.
Insane.
And there's actually something I really learned about this. I don't know the full extent of it, but all of you military guys out there, I should know this, but. It actually matters which way the end of the rope faces on here. Oh, they're very particular on it. Yeah, and the fact that they're able to kind of like match us up to like what they were doing with football.
Yeah, I saw that.
I guess that's kind of the subtle things.
Obama had the football one.
No, I didn't see that.
He was presented the football one, which was just like crazy. Exactly. But no, this one was really special, and I mean, God knows I love the gold.
Yeah, they broke this out for Army Navy this year. Mm-hmm. And then I actually really liked what they did with their last year's helmet with the half wrap with the ram on it.
Yeah.
And you know what?
They had that one there too.
If any of them are going to top it, I mean...
This one. It's so elegant. I just absolutely love it. And
well done, Navy.
Yeah. And probably the coolest thing about what you're saying, the presentation of the helmets, like, because you know what the shell is going to look like. And then we see, this at 8 different angles.
Right.
Courtesy of you normally. And if you haven't yet, go follow Cascade on Instagram. It is... by far one of the best Instagram.
Put out the request. We'll put out whatever you want. Seriously, I can't wait to help you guys out.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to check that out. But when you see like the guys on the field and they're all on, and you see the back and the cascade on the back,
power.
It's just you're just like, oh my god, it's amazing. Like that's like trinketry is what Connor calls it, Connor Wilson, and it's so true. It's like as much as we love being on the field or being on the turf or anything, it really is special when you see amazing gear and a team, and it unites them so
much.
At a
high caliber of play too. You know what I'm saying? It's just huge. Like sets it over the top.
Yeah, and it's we watch games, and like Scotty and I watch games a lot after work, and we're just like, oh damn, wow, wow, that was moving. So it's definitely awesome. So that's a really special helmet.
That's just right back here.
And then I just got this one really quick. One of my favorites.
Yeah,
just
easily.
Absolutely.
You can't not like kind of feel a little bit like spiritual, like when you touch this.
It's definitely like relic-y when you touch it. It definitely has. It's just beautiful the way it goes. It's everything about it, because this is when we went into that fabled Cascade room that we threw up that photo on. I saw this one. I was just like, wow. It's just, especially being up in Syracuse, you get that. And we just played that native team. It was definitely special.
I still haven't even really gotten I had a roommate of mine who is actually the coaches at Florida Southern. His name's Marty Ward. Was my roommate in college, and actually helped coach the U19 team. And the last team that they took to the World Championships, he was the goalie for them. So it's kind of a really cool experience. That's like my connection to it's like kind of calling out friends and stuff like that. He's a great guy and stuff like that. But I just don't want there to be any disrespect to this helmet. I don't know.
Exactly. Right? No, I mean, there's definitely I grew up, loving Native Americanism and all that, and really finding it fascinating. And anytime you see that honesty and that connection to the game, there's something very special about it. And I did a live chat with TLN, and all my questions were heritage of lacrosse and what's the Native American word, or there's a few, but that, or how was the game names of lacrosse and everything like that, because it's important for. And I was really surprised. The only thing that was a little bit jaded about it was all the people that won it were from Syracuse area, because they're like the only ones that are taught that. And I thought it was pretty funny, but it, and so like we're like giving all the giveaways.
Luck of the draw.
All these people are from upstate New York. And one of the guys that won it actually played against us on the Stingers and played for the Red Hawks. And he was like, I feel bad taking this from a kid. And he's like, but I knew the answer. I was like, no, you know the answer, you win. So that was really cool. Yeah, no, there's definitely, and like, I mean, the Powells have talked about this a lot. Everyone from Syracuse that I've talked to about lacrosse, they have a different approach and respect and real like honesty for the game.
Yeah, if you're not approaching it with like kind of like a serious, like a certain level of seriousness
and gratitude in many ways.
Oh,
I feel.
very.
Like
very,
when
very.
I played them, I was just like, thank you for hitting me.
Well, it's not even to like any one individual person, but just more kind of like the unifying group of people and
totally
bringing
agree.
that mentality of. I guess one of the things that really gets with Native American culture to me, which I love, is that the fact that we'll eventually all meet again, and that I was fortunate enough to be able to go to a Native American funeral.
Oh wow!
One of the coolest things I've ever been to. Except it was like so bittersweet. Like it was cool experience, but I hated to see like the sorrow and stuff like that was going on. But like people, they literally will take handfuls of dirt and will put it on top of the casket and stuff like that. And it's kind of like to symbolize that we'll all meet again. And I think that all kind of goes into that as well. Yeah, I don't mean to get too serious on you there, but it was literally one of the coolest moments of my life.
No, I mean that's epic. That really is. There's things I've read about their culture, and you're just like, wow. And you're just like drawn back because they're very honest in what they do, and that's what gains a lot of respect. I mean, anyone that really approaches anything with like honesty and empathy is very just like moving for me in many ways, respectful, and that's something this is very special. And like I saw this up on like a sideline swap, and I was like, how can you?
Yeah, who lets that go? Who lets that go? I mean,
like,
you must need a rent payment or something real bad.
Like you stole that. There's no way someone who was like wore this helmet and played in that game would just be like, okay, there's something really special. So let's put that one aside so I don't steal it. And then I know these are going to be two that people are really going to talk about. So let's talk about the Mac Black. You want to hold that? And of course, I have one of those, and I love it to death. Every time I put it on, I just want to play lacrosse, and everyone asks me about it. So it's lacrosse I have to.
This is literally one of my favorite things that we've put out so far, especially the gray. I think the gray is very much like a. The gray is very much like almost like a suit. Yeah, like if you have a gray suit, every single color is going to pop on there. So the nice thing about that is that's so new that we still haven't even really seen all of the different colors.
What you're able to do.
Right, exactly. I saw a youth team that had baby blue on there. It popped, and everybody's like, oh, that's the best one I've ever seen. And then Penn State dropped. It's like, oh, that's the best one I've ever seen. It's just going to keep on getting better. I think that's really cool. This is
RIT,
yeah,
which is amazing.
They did a great job executing this. Yeah. From the eyes down on there, from the decals on the side, and plus, like, you can't forget that it's on a CPXR, so it's like it's a sexy looking helmet. It's comfortable. It's comfortable as hell. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's one of the things that like people kind of when you look across at all our models and stuff like that, and as you see them, kind of like you'll call the fin off the back or the ducktail or whatever you want to call it. A lot of these lines are based off of fast-moving cars and high-end cars, and we treat them that way.
Oh,
I mean, head protection is serious, and I'm not to get too like into the job or whatever, but it is. I mean, you break your wrist and stuff like that, it's going to heal. You break your finger, it's going to heal.
Brain cells don't come back.
You break your brain. I mean,
we've talked about my history of concussions,
right?
And the overall like Scotty mentions it in a video. He's like, I want to play for a college that didn't have Cascade. That was my second question.
There's a lot of people that have that. Yeah. Like up on our Twitter, I know I get tagged all the time. It's like when it becomes like recruiting, kind of like heavy season. It's like, why would you even look at a school? It's like
that's exactly.
I kind of personally feel that way. Although I have my needs for certain things in my equipment, but I see all the work that goes into these things and all the testing that goes into these things day after day after day. And it's not like, oh, hey, we tested them once. Here, it's like, no, we got to test them like when they're 2 days old, 3 days old, 4 days, and it's very much like a kind of like a cradle to the grave type thing. So when we test these, it's like we know it's going to pass, or we know where it fails because we've been testing it all along. So,
well, the real cool thing that you said to me went up there is, and because like we saw ones that were like shattered, and you're like, oh no, we push it to it's shattered, so we can be like, oh no, it will break here, which is 15 times what is necessary to.
You got to know where it breaks. That is for sure. I mean,
that was interesting because it's like I saw them, and you know, in some companies you would think, oh, as soon as we break something, like hide it,
brush it.
Yeah, and it was like you had a box and be like, oh no, this is like trophies. Like we were able to break it.
Yeah,
we have the technology to break it. But no, that was really awesome. And who's this school for again? In Jersey, right? A high school.
Don Bosco. They actually play tomorrow. It's they play against Bergen Catholic. It's actually coached by Mike Springer, who's one of our New York reps. So.
Yeah, but the grade is unbelievable. Like the Syracuse when that dropped, because I was like, Matt Black, no way you're beating that. And then like when you had like the grayed out images of them, and I've done a lot of photo work, and I'm like, it's totally Matt Gray. Because if it was anything else, it would have a hue darker. It was very neutral. And I was like, I'm pretty sure it's Matt Gray. And then it dropped, and I was like, yeah, I called it. Oh, I'm so cool. And then I saw the Syracuse one, I was like, that's unbelievable.
A lot of kids were. It was cool. Like when I like messing with you guys on those things. It's a lot of fun. A lot of you guys are great guessers, and I'm sorry if I have to take your comments down and stuff like that because you're too good of guessers.
No, I mean that's awesome. Especially, I mean, I had a talk with someone yesterday about this, about like the social media aspect of lacrosse is amazing.
It's amazing
because it's like, you know, the average lacrosse player is pretty intellectual and like definitely is an awesome person, and they're, you know, funny and they're pithy, and they like, so it's like anytime you put anything up, or like, especially that's what I'm saying, following you guys on Instagram, because the comments are hilarious. And it's like, because some people, it's like, I get them too, but it's like people want so much from you, even though you give out so much, that they'll say things and they'll be like, and I know I'm being a kind of pain in the ass, but I just want it. Because it's like, I need my daily fix.
They call themselves out.
Yeah, they like, and it's so funny because I'll get emails like that, and I can only imagine what Cascade gets, but it's just like, I know I can't get this, but if I don't ask, I'll be mad at myself for the rest of my life. So like, it's so awesome though, because it's like, not only do you get instant amazing feedback, they're very honest and very loyal and just great people. And that's what's, I mean, when we talked about like, you know, pairing up with people that are talented and motivated and do awesome stuff, it's like also the fan base of this is unbelievable.
Yeah,
which is really special. Tomorrow, Big City Classic. I'm like, everyone come, we're gonna hang out. It's gonna, and then
come by, seriously. I hope to see you guys watching out there. I hope to have met you tomorrow. Seriously, come put these things on, take pictures of them. The thing that we try to like kind of remember. I mean, this is bigger than me. You know what I mean? Like this is, and it's bigger than any one individual person. So if like one person comes up, it's one of the reasons why you'll notice we don't have athletes, and we recognize more like teams, because I mean, no one person's head is more important than everyone else's, and who can really say that?
Protect.
Exactly.
That's really what it is, especially at the senior facility. I mean, the other thing is like when you think of lacrosse, like you think Cascade like right away, because you guys very much are a huge umbrella over the game in terms of what you guys are able to provide and the quality. And the coolest segment I thought we would talk about is our first Cascade memory. We always talk about our first lacrosse memory, and so I'll start with mine.